Hello, a good day. My name is John,
And my name is Kenneth.
And I'm Megan John.
and we conduct wide and research about the curriculum development models, and we examine the strengths and weaknesses of each.
And we find out that there are three different kind of models. And the first one is linear model. And here in linear model, there are three parts of model. So the first model is Tyler's rational linear model.
The second part of the linear model is the Tabas grassroots rational models. So one of their strengths is gifted students begin thinking of a concept, then dive deeper into that concept. And the weakness would be can be difficult for non-gifted students to grasp. How about you, Kenneth? Do you have any additional of Tabas grassroots rational model strength and weaknesses?
Yes, I have also researched his strength and weaknesses. It focuses on open-ended questions rather than right or wrong. Right or wrong questions then. Weaknesses is the TABA model is not an easy instructional method to grasp, making it more a challenge to students of all backgrounds. So how about you, Maggie?
So one of these models' weaknesses is it keeping the resources up to date and maintaining training for new teachers on the method as well as supported needed for teachers as they must review the plan of them. And also one of the strengths of this model is that well-written standards include not only what students will be able to do and what they will know, but also the expected time in their education. They should have mastered the skill or concept. Students can set their own goals and track their own progress.
Okay, so the fourth part of linear model is understanding by design model. So the strengths and weaknesses of this are develop teachers' creativity and sense of responsibility. And the weaknesses of this is requires a lot of teacher preparation time. And there's a lot of strength and weaknesses of this, and John Mark and Megan will discuss the strength and weaknesses.
Okay, the strength of this model is enable student-centered learning, and the weaknesses challenge existing classroom curriculum structures set by teachers' teaching aesthetics.
And also one of its strengths is it enables the students the centered learning and makes learning interesting and multi-dimensional.
Okay, okay,
The next part is systematic design model. And this model, the strength and weaknesses is creates curriculum that focuses on how students learn as well as course content. And the weaknesses of this model is success depends on teamwork within a school's faculty. A school with a very divided staff will not work.
So the second strength of this model is continual assessments are used to see if the new curriculum is doing what it was designed to do.
Okay, the third strength of semantic design model is involves many different views, administration, faculty, and other stakeholders.
So the last part of linear model is Moray print model for curriculum. The strength and weaknesses of this is sequential and logical approach to curriculum development, and the weaknesses of this is unclear where the philosophy of the institution and philosophy of the curriculum will come into play.
Also, the strength is it embraces the principles and cyclical and dynamic models. The second weakness is weak link between curriculum, presage, and situational analysis.
Okay, additional, inclusion of instructional evaluation, monitoring, and feedback system. And also, and the weakness with lack of contextualization of curriculum.
Yes.
Okay, so the third part of linear model is standard-based curriculum development. So, the strength and weaknesses of this is standards-based instructions guides planning and instructions and helps teachers keep their focus on the learning target. And the weaknesses of this is standards should be created for each individual student. Those out of touch with students, such as business people and politicians, will be remain unreasonable, and educational practices will be reduced to begin counting. And how about you, Megan? Do you have research about the strength and weaknesses of this model?
So,
Okay, so this is the strength and weaknesses of Tyler. So his strength is it aims at students developing behavior at their target of teaching. And his weaknesses is the objectives model has flaws in terms of the reality of curriculum development, which is rarely affects our linear process. So, how about you, John Mark? Do you have any strength and weaknesses of Tyler?
I have also research about that, and the example of the strength would be provides an easy to follow step-by-step guide to curriculum planning and development. And one of the weaknesses is it doesn't consider that not all learning outcomes can be measured.
Okay, so how about you, Megan?
So I found out that one of his weaknesses is it fails to recognize that the future cannot be predicted accurately with precision.
The second curriculum development models is cyclical model. So the first part of this model is Audrey Nichols and Howard Nichols model of curriculum development. So based on our research, we find out that there are two strengths and weaknesses of this model. So the first one is Harris.
The first one is the situational analysis, provide a context of the curriculum.
The second strength is flexible model because it can adapt to any situation.
Okay, so the weaknesses of these models are time-consuming as situational analysis, and as curriculum development should not take long. Situational analysis became a weaknesses at the same time. So the second part is Weller's curriculum development models.
Okay, the second part is the Wheeler's curriculum development model, and the strength has feedback mechanism. How about you, Megan? What have you understand about feedback mechanisms?
So for me, based in my research, the feedback mechanism is triggered when the system undergoes a change that causes an output.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
The second strength is it incorporates new information into the new curriculum.
Okay, the third one is emphasize on the situational analysis. And the weaknesses of this model is it's time consuming, it's difficult to locate,
and lack of a procedure between organizing and integrating learning experiences.
And last is content and evaluation.
okay, the third part of this model is the contextual filters model of course planning. The strength of this is contextual learning motivates and encourages the learners to introspect and explore their talent and learning. They will able to express themselves with precision and confidence and will thus achieve high standards in schools and universities.
And the weaknesses, curriculum implementation refers to how teachers deliver instruction and assessment through the use of specified resources provided. In a curriculum designs generally provide instructional suggestions, scripts, lesson plans, and assessments, options related to a set of objectives. Okay, the last part of the curriculum development model is dynamic. So, we have Walker model of curriculum development, and the strengths. Wheeler model takes new information into account, has feedback mechanism, view elements curriculum as interconnected phases, and emphasize on the situational analysis. And Megan, how about the weakness of the Walker's model of the curriculum development?
So the first weakness is it confused to other curriculum workers who are not aware of the necessary process of curriculum development. The second is it may not have value to teachers who are implementers of the curriculum developed by other educators.
The second part of dynamic model is scale-based curriculum development models. So the strengths and weaknesses of this are curriculum developer can begin with any of the elements the model allows curriculum, and the weaknesses of this is appears confusing and seems to lack direction. The second one is
developer to change the order of planning to move to and for amongst curriculum elements, and a weakness is a lack of impassion, the construction and use of objectives.
The third part of this model is Eisner artistic approach to curriculum development. The strength of this is students like it fits in their idea they learn, and the weaknesses is
It considers the needs of an individual, students, society, and subject matter.
the last part of this model is Paulin's model for developing curriculum, and the strength and weaknesses of this are
It demonstrates a clear focus of central control, and the weakness is teacher improvement is limited within planning and evaluation.
Yes.
okay. So thank you for listening for our for our
Activity. Application activity.
Our research conduct about the curriculum development, and you have already know and also the strength and weaknesses of each of the models of our research. So thank you for listening.
Yes.